machine of the hottest hitting team in all of the land. United States and Canada, Texas, and Rafael Palmeiro in a 7-4 game hits home run number 498 of his career. Juan Gonzalez just matched him. It was his 11th of the season. It is a one-run game there. We'll talk all about the Texas offense over the next 90 minutes. Peter Gammons is here. Bobby Valentine, Howard Reynolds. I'm Carl Ravitch. That just happened. The rest out of the box, and we start with the Cubs and the Giants. And Mark Pryor pitching to Barry Bonds. First pitch brushed him back. And then came this. Drills him. Bonds comes out, has a few words for Pryor, who then had a few words for Bonds. Later, things calm down in the presence of Dusty Baker, who knows as well as anyone how to pitch Barry Bonds. O's Tigers, bottom 7 of this one. The Orioles trail it 2-1. B.J. Ryan will come in from the bullpen for the O's. Omar Infante would somehow get picked up. He hasn't even thrown a pitch. Orioles would later win 5-2. This was a no-hitter. One of them into the 7th between the O's and the Tigers. Mets and the Cardinals. Who's got the worst of this one? Jim Edmonds out. Oh, my goodness. It got Edmonds on the shoulder. It got Piazza somewhere else. Down in pain just a couple days after complaining about his elbows and his arms getting hit on the plexiglass in another stadium. Poor Mike. Poor Mets. The struggles continue. Meantime, at Fenway Park's been a learning lesson for the Kansas City Royals. Tony Pena, who once played there, knows all about the demons. And yes, the Red Sox fans know about demons as regards to the Yankees, but playing at Fenway Park, a little different for a young team. The Red Sox depth has shown through in this series. It continued tonight. Once again, it was an example of Boston's depth. We pick it up early. Casey Fossum, Mike Sweeney, swing and a drive. That came with 2 out, 1 on. Kansas City went up 2-zip on Sweeney's 6. If you didn't see it last night, 3 Red Sox batters got hit in the 9th inning. So Fossum throws behind Ibanez and was immediately thrown out of the game.
He missed them. He missed them, clearly.
Grady Little was also irate and ejected. We'll have much more on that debate in a second. Raul Ibanez just leaving to right, 5th of the year. Kansas City's on top 5-3, but the series has been about the inability of the Royals bullpen to hold leads. Trot Nixon, what a season he's having. His 2nd of the year, 5-4 Royals. And not only do you get to have a good view, you also get a few balls up there and a catch by a fan. Bottom 8 Royals have a meeting on the mound. A lot of important things to be discussed. I think we should talk about meetings on the mound and the things that are discussed. Later, Mike DeFelice got ejected by home plate umpire Phil Cuzzy, and DeFelice is enraged. This was a very busy day for Phil. He filled out that side of the card, tossed enough players out on the other side. Still bottom 8, tied at 5. Here's that Red Sox depth. It's been a Billy Miller, Todd Walker series. Johnny Damon scores, and the Red Sox beat the Royals by a run. The final score in this one, 6-5, as Walker ends up on 2nd.
One thing I've noticed with the Royals is they do not have a left-hander to come in and shut people down. And the Red Sox left-handers really matched up well against the righties this series, and they dominated.
And again,
and they did. And all those left-handers in this series used the wall, used Fenway Park at its best.
Casey Fossum ejected in the 1st inning. The Red Sox bullpen was okay. You don't expect to pitch in this situation. You're scratching your head because you had an itch. But, I mean, this does leave you scratching your head a little bit, right? Why is the guy getting tossed out?
Because it is the rule.
Well, it's a silly rule.
They established that rule, and they're trying to enforce it. I think it's better to have rules and enforce them than to have rules and just look by them. So they're trying to enforce this. And the rule says if the umpire feels intent was in the pitch, then he has the right to throw a guy out of the game, even without a warning, without any other things that happen.
I mean,
this was the night
Shea
before.
Hillenbrand gets hit 3 times in 2 games. They get hit 3 times in the 9th inning. He doesn't even hit the guy. To me, it's just, it's people in New York coming up with...
Mike, the pitchers have been warned before the game started. Listen, we know what happened last night.
There's no doubt, but hold it now. Let's go back and look at last night's game. He's hitting guys in the 9th inning. You're not intentionally hitting guys in the 9th. It did not look good, the fact that Sweeney took him way out of the ballpark. Not just out, but way out. And then he throws one behind the guy, though. This is the big leagues. I know he didn't hit him, but he's got better control than
The question
that.
isn't whether he hit him or not. I mean, there was intent. We saw that last year with the Met pitcher. I mean, there was intent. He just didn't hit the guy.
You know, it happened to Turk, where it was behind the guy, his back, and then it also happened with Sean Estes behind Roger Clemens. He didn't get thrown out, but he got warned, and that's the way they want to do it. Now, if you're going to do it, make sure it's uniform and you're going to do it. I think it's silly. I think it's ridiculous that the ball didn't hit him. He threw it behind. Maybe he's just trying to send the message. Messages are all right in this game, but in this case, they enforce the rule.
Fall under
Good for enforcement.
You're a let the players police themselves person.
Well, except for when you have a rule like this, then you have to have the rule. And we have the rule, let's do it. There's enough of those rules that are written. We've talked about a few already that they overlook. Why overlook some and enforce others? I don't get it.
And if Fossum hadn't thrown him about it, we'd have people lecturing about, oh, he's not defending his own players.
No. Either way you look at it. I mean, I agree that he should not have been thrown out for missing a guy.
I don't understand that. There was intent to hit the guy. Whether you hit him or not, you intend to hit him. All right, let's get the update throw here. We're going to Houston here, Braves and the Astros. And it's Sheffield. Gee, down it hard and through. In a 4-4 game in the fifth, and Atlanta now goes back on top. We'll show you the full highlights of this later. Good news for Astros fans. Lance Berkman, you see there, hit another home run. It was his third of the season. Did come from the left side. He continues to struggle from the right. And Shane Reynolds got to be the only member of the Braves who actually has his picture emblazoned on the ballpark in Houston. Has to be the only member of the Braves. We'll come back here. A Motown no-no. It certainly looked that way for a long time. Mike Maroth, in front of a lot of those green seats and a few fans, took a no-hitter deep into this game. The inside pitch, and Steve Phillips. You raise your arms if you're sure, and a lot of people are sure he won't be raising them much longer. And the Web Gems of April. We'll show you all those plays, including one right there from Mike that has arms in pain.
For the best protection against water damage, one name says it all. Thompson's Water Seal, Wood Protector plus Waterproofer for the highest level of water protection guaranteed. Thompson's Water Seal and New Advanced, the most powerful protection against water damage.
For more than 70 years, Skills Saws have not only built America's houses, they've helped America's families turn those houses into homes.
It takes you to make a house a home.
Inside and out, project by project, built on Skills' heritage of performance and reliability to craft the future dreams are made of.
You make this house a home.
Skill, it's what's next.
Hi there.
Yeah, I'd like a junior bacon cheeseburger with 2 full strips of bacon made fresh.
Define fresh.
Fresh ingredients.
Do you mean was fresh at one time?
No, I mean made fresh now.
We don't do that fresh.
At Wendy's, fresh means fresh. So our junior bacon cheeseburger is made right when you order it. It's the best 99 cents you can spend.
Your view of fresh? It's very narrow.
Really?
The 99-cent super value menu at Wendy's. It's better here. And our pickup window's open till midnight or later, so you can eat great even late.
Just relax. Try to think of something simple like making a collect call by dialing down the center with 1-800-CALLATT. It's free for you and cheap for them. Okay, my turn.
Save on every call. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls.
Memo to Little League Dad. Your son is not the next Barry Bonds. This isn't the 7th game of the World Series. And I'm sorry that you hate your job, but that doesn't give you license to ruin the experience for your 10-year-old kid. Teach him sportsmanship and humility and stop fighting the umpire in the parking lot.
Love him, hate him, you gotta watch him. Rome is Burning. Premieres Tuesday at 7 Eastern. Jim Rome is back on ESPN.
Baseball Tonight, brought to you by Minwax. Turn your house into a beautiful home with Minwax wood stains and finishes. And Skill. What's next?
As seen right out of the box, the Cubs and the Giants spot him of the first. 1 out, 1 on. Barry Bonds at the plate. Remember, Kerry Wood drilled him a few times. Mark Pryor walks him. Next batter, Cruz Jr. as Pryor's trying to find the plate. Bases loaded for J.T. Snow. Down a little bit, but still hitting the ball hard the other way this time. Moises Alou running out of room, but he's there to reel it in. Nefe Perez scores. Giants on a sac fly go up 1-0. Pryor then hits Bonds with a pitch in the bottom of the third. Barry's, what do you think they're talking about there, Harold?
Dinner.
Yeah, reservation, you, me, want to meet here in the middle. I like Pryor's John Wayne walk up there.
And it was Studley.
Ultimately, the voice of reason comes from Dusty Baker, who calms Bonds down. Meantime, Ramon Martinez in the 7th in a tie game to foul territory. A.T. Snow makes that catch. Not sure how many others do. Good effort by the Cubs to help out, too. Bonds not getting hit here or a chance to do it. Guthrie intentionally walks him for Jose Cruz Jr. That's a 5-4-3 quick turn double play.
Mark Guthrie's been doing that for 2 years now. Nice pitching.
Now in the 10th, Alex Gonzalez. Contact off Tim Worrell. Cubs go up 4-1 on a 3-run shot.
There was a double play ball hit back to the mound with 1 out, and Worrell didn't throw to second. He threw to first.
Ooh, and a hang 'em and bang 'em effort there for Worrell that Sosa puts into the seats, his 6th of the year and his first since getting hit in the head by that pitch.
And it's good to see him hit that the opposite way, too. That's a lot of signs of not being afraid.
Another thing in that game, other than the Worrell play, the biggest play in the game was a relay by Alex Gonzalez earlier. He made a great throw to third base, saved it.
And not seen, really, the 2 starting pitchers besides Pryor's inability to get guys out. He gave up only an earned run, and Damian Moss continues to pitch really well. He only gave up an earned run. Combined, they K'd 12. Neither figured in the decision. On an update from Chicago, there's no fog tonight. There's a little bit of rain. Temperatures in about the 40s, mid-40s, and it's not bothering Eric Chavez off John Garland the other way. Forget it. See, that fan who missed the ball shouldn't be able to then go pick it up. He was untouched. White Sox still up on the A's by a run. 6-5 is the score.
He bought that section of seats.
Magdio Ordonez, by the way, starting to hit, as is Paul Konerko, 3 for 3 in that one. All right, so we have seen, these are again, 2 teams that most figured would be doing okay. You starting to believe in the White Sox? We saw Konerko get a hit here, Peter?
Well, there's no question in my mind they're going to hit. They haven't hit thus far, but they will. There's no question. It's a very good offensive team. A little right-handed, but a very good offensive team. I think the thing that's been encouraging is that you know, getting what they've gotten out of Loaiza, Danny Wright is coming back eventually. If they can keep the pitching staff stabilized, they're going to be there. And they're also fortunate because Minnesota did not play well in the first month.
All right, let's talk about, now that the calendar has turned into May, April does mean a lot. As manager Larry Bowa said, you can't necessarily win a pennant in April. You can lose one. Phillies didn't do that, but what else happened in April that jumped out?
Well, I thought it was a fascinating month in that, you know, you have some performances that you don't expect, you have some that you did expect, and we have some newcomers that were a lot of fun. There are Esteban Loaiza and Sean Chacon surprises every April. But this April, every surprise was dwarfed by the Kansas City Royals, who hadn't had a winning season in a decade and will celebrate May Day atop the American League Central. The story has been their young pitching, led by Runelvis Hernandez and Major League save leader Mike McDougal, and a bunch of youngsters feeding off the energy of manager Tony Pena. Surprise number 2, the Giants, who will go into May with the National League's best record. Dusty Baker and Jeff Kent may be gone, and Rob Nett hurt. But GM Brian Sabian's changes half the starting lineup and 3/5 of the starting rotation, not to mention the insertion of Felipe Alou, is the executive coup of the offseason. Number 3, Rocco Baldelli. 4 years ago, he was batting 9th for Bishop Hendricken High School in Rhode Island. At this time last year, he was in the California League. Now, he's being compared to Joe DiMaggio, Tampa's first baseball hero. Number 4 is the San Juan Montreal Expos. No one may want them, but everybody wants their pitchers, especially Javier Vasquez, as they lead the National League in ERA. Number 5, Hideki Matsui. Not because he's the Japanese Babe Ruth, as advertised. In fact, right now he's struggling. But while he may not be what George Steinbrenner wanted, he is what the Yankees needed. The second coming of Paul O'Neill, both in terms of tough at-bats and playing the best defensive left field in the American League. On the other hand, there may be no bigger disappointment than the Diamondbacks, down near the bottom of the league in runs scored, a fact noticed because injuries and bad luck will take Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, and Byung-Hyun Kim into May with 3 wins between them. That won't last. The next biggest disappointment is Minnesota. Picked by many to make a run at 100 wins, they've had a losing April, have a pitiable on-base percentage, and played with a glaring lack of urgency. Disappointment number 3, Miguel Tejada, whose average is lower than the Detroit Tigers, in what apparently is the fog of free agent expectation. Disappointment number 4 are the Mets, right at the bottom of the National League in runs, on-base percentage, and, yes, defense, and near the tops in strikeouts. You can hear the booing of Mo Vaughn, Armando Benitez, and Roger Cedeno all the way to Tarrytown. Finally, the 5th biggest disappointment has been the Boston bullpen. As Theo Epstein says, the idea wasn't wrong. He had the wrong mix of pitchers. If they only didn't cut off beer sales in the 7th inning, this bullpen would be making the new Red Sox owners a lot of money. This is Peter Gammons, ESPN. Although it should be noted that the Cubs, the Giants, and the Yankees were all in first place at the end of April, all using bullpens by committee.
Sweet Joe Borowski there with 4 saves already for the Chicago Cubs. We'll continue with the updates, also the highlights, and little 2-out bingo. That's what worked well for the Cincinnati Reds today. And Mr. Austin may not be worth $6 million now, but someday he might be. What a performance from a Red starter. The highlights are coming up.
Hey, Brad. Hi, Steve. There's an Echo in your garage. Yeah. My new Echo grass trimmer. It has iStart.
Echo's iStart technology reduces starting effort by 75%. And with Rapid Loader, line changes are now lightning fast. Put an Echo in your garage. For your nearest dealer, call 1-800-432-ECHO.
Motorcycle financing can have a funny way of changing on you when you don't expect it. So keep your eyes open and get a straight deal that doesn't change with financing that's as solid as a Honda. 0 down payment, 0 payments for the first 3 months, and lock in a low 6.9% fixed APR for up to 5 years on any new Honda motorcycle, scooter, personal watercraft, or ATV. Monthly payments that don't change. That's a straight deal. And right now, get up to $300 in bonus bucks on select models at your local Honda dealer today.
Pound chicken, like, no, guy. Come on, I'm all about the lo mein, you know?
How you doing? Hey, what's up? That's exactly what Jordan would have picked. Also very Jordan-esque.
There's nothing like the open road, feeling in control. So when I got genital herpes, I wasn't about to let it get me down. I took charge. I saw my doctor and learned about 2 treatment options with Valtrex.
Living the life I want.
With your doctor, choose either outbreak therapy with 3-day dosing to treat individual outbreaks or daily suppressive therapy with once-a-day dosing to suppress them ahead of time. 3-day outbreak or once-a-day suppressive therapy. Only Valtrex makes dosing that easy.
There were times in my life when I treated each outbreak, but now suppressive therapy is right for me.
Living the life I want.
There's no cure for herpes, and even with therapy, it's possible to spread herpes to others. Valtrex may not prevent all recurrences. To avoid a potentially serious complication, tell your doctor if your immune system is not normal because of advanced HIV disease, bone marrow, or kidney transplant. Common side effects are headache, nausea, and abdominal pain.
Having choices, that's freedom.
Living the life I want.
Back on baseball tonight, back to the highlights. A lot of day games, typical for a Thursday. Reds and the Rockies, and Nelson Cruz, the Rockies starter. It's that 3rd out that just killed him. Austin Kearns with 2 out singles to left center. Felipe Lopez scores to make it 1-zip. Next batter, Aaron Boone. It's not like a pitcher. They don't bear down anymore with 2 outs, do they, Bobby? You see a lot of 2-out magic, and especially in this game.
I think they get tired after about 10 pitches. They need a little break, most of these guys.
2-run home run. Cruz can't stay out of trouble. 5th of the year. Here's Boone with 2 more outs. Sean Casey in the 3rd is going to try to score from first. This is the mayor.
Nobody expected him to go either. The way the left fielder got the ball back in.
You could tell. 3 for 4, 3 RBIs for Boone, 4-0 Reds. Next batter, Jose Guillen. Yep, we still have 2 outs, and that is out. 2-run shot, his 5th, 6-0 Reds. Why don't we go to the 4th? They must have thrown 10 pitches, Mr. Cruz. We got 2 outs, but here we go with Felipe Lopez. That 11th pitch will just sting you.
He'll get you every time.
Solo homer. 7 earned, Peter, in 5 innings, all with 2 outs. Doesn't happen very often. Rockies. Losers. The final score is 7-2. You see that happen all the time? Peter?
Not very, no.
And 3 hits there.
You know, the interesting thing is Felipe Lopez. He's shown signs of brilliance. Maybe tough to move him out of there.
Reds have won 6 of 8 in 3 straight series. Look out for the Reds. We pick up the Twins highlights, the shot back, and
Pretty.
Pretty?
Beautiful.
Incredible.
There you go.
Spectacular.
Outstanding.
Or fabulous. A web gem. Bobby Kelty. Corey Koski's on third. Runs tough to come by. This is the 10th of the game. 5-5. We go to extra innings. That was the bottom of the 9th job. Now in the 12th, Travis Lee. What a play by Rivas. Oh, and a little scoop at first. Bottom 13. Jock Jones against Travis Harper. Ding dong, center field.
Where is it?
Harold did a piece last year on Baseball Tonight about that roof, and balls get lost up there. Jones gets a ground rule double. Christian Guzman to end it.
That is
scores, Twins win.
That is the home field advantage.
Turf wins.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Christian Guzman double in the bottom of the 13th. The Twins bullpen was impressive. 7 shutout innings. 6-5 your final. By the way, Rocco Baldelli, a double and a run. We'll continue on Baseball Tonight. Highlights from the old Comiskey or the new Comiskey. Balls jumping out. That's where the All-Star Game will be this summer, and the All-Star Game has a very different feel to it. The results count now.
What you save on Ramada's weekend rate? Spend on film. Book your own getaway at Ramada.com. Ramada, a very good place to be.
Okay, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Can you check on my flight, please?
Sure. Call team.
Now at Radio Shack, your wireless headquarters, get great deals on Mother's Day gifts for Mom, like a Verizon wireless phone. This Samsung A310 is only $24.99 after a $25 Samsung mail-in rebate. That's a total savings of $75 after rebate.
How do you always have the answers to everybody's questions?
Radio Shack, you've got questions, we've got answers.
Hey guys, Domino's is here.
Sorry.
Kids, give this man some air, please. What day is it, sir?
Free pizza day.
And the next day?
Free pizza day.
Fascinating. And the next day?
Free pizza day.
Kids, your dad's gonna be just fine.
Now, every day is free pizza day at Domino's. Get a medium one-topping pizza free when you buy a large Domino's pizza at menu price any day.
Sir, how many pizzas am I holding?
2.
He's good.
Get the door. It's 2-for-1 pizza days.
All phone jacks are alike. When you plug your computer into it, it takes you to the same internet. So why do others jack up the cost of internet access when Net Zero is only $9.95 a month? And now, with Net Zero High Speed, you can surf the web up to 5 times faster through the same phone jack. Stop waiting for expensive broadband cable or DSL. You can get Net Zero High Speed now for just $14.95 a month. Net Zero and Net Zero High Speed. Both available now at netzero.com.
Halfway between bare bones and ostentatious is where a lot more business people prefer to stay. Ramada, a very good place to be.
Every day, an important sports story is breaking. Not a score, not a stat, but a buzz that's about to get louder. Beginning Monday, May 12th, Outside the Lines debuts in a new nightly format. Join me each weeknight, midnight Eastern, after SportsCenter.
We have entered the case with the Braves and the Astros in a 5-4 ball game. Down and hard, and it is caught, and it is nice little flip and a retire for Shane Reynolds getting over there.
Julio
Franco.
Julio. I just wonder if you had a way to say Julio's name.
There it is.
Thank you. Sheffield, Castilla, and Furcal combined have 6 hits in this game. It is 5-4. Reynolds continues to pitch. Good control, a walk, and 5 Ks. The Braves, I don't know if anyone has noticed, have won 13 of their last 15 overall. That decision to change the All-Star game. The winner, league, will get home field advantage in the World Series. We'll discuss it next. Ahead on Baseball Tonight. How do you go from a possible no-hitter to a